need some sleep. That's just the bottom line. I'm tired. I'm sleepy. I'm so.
How y'all doing?
Hey, know how you doing? I'm tired. I'm so tired. I can't. You know, when women get tired, I think when people get tired, period, they just get cranky. I'm sleepy. I promise you. We said we was gonna stay in the house,
And we did.
and we was
Predominantly, we did.
No, we went to go see that glorified cartoon. It was. I sat through the Fast and the Furious for you, bruh. That was a glorified cartoon. I just need a nap. You know when Dylan be talking about her students? I need a nap. Did you have a nap
What's
today?
going on, Jamarius?
Did you have a nap today?
Harriet?
No. Well, you need one. I need a nap. I need a nap, Cassandra. I need
she got
nap.
to go to sleep.
Latoya, Lundy
She
Ray,
has to go to sleep.
Deborah, I need a nap.
Nikita, how you doing?
Is the TV up?
Janelle, the TV up. And it ain't going
Yo,
nowhere.
let me tell you something. Yes, the TV is up. But I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to... What? The TV is up. But I'm going to show you how. The
The TV is sitting on the ledge until my partner come tomorrow and we mount it properly. It has to sit right there. That is not permanently fixed. It's not a permanently.
Don't get salty.
Eddie Shaw, what's going on?
Eddie, come see how you put this television up.
My boy got me. If Eddie come, we gonna put that TV. You come on over here, we putting that TV up.
You know how he is, but don't get salty because you got it thumbtacked up there in Gorilla Glue.
It ain't thumbtacked
In Jesus' name.
It's not thumbtacked in Gorilla Glue. It is up there.
I'm busting your chops.
It's up there.
Wait a minute, I didn't even know about the nails until Dylan brought it to my
They're
attention.
screws, baby, and I want to make sure it didn't move.
I appreciate you.
Yeah,
I do, but you know, I like to have fun.
Mm-hmm. And she is the one wanted to see Fast and Furious.
Me? Oh, no.
I said, baby, you want to see Fast and Furious? She said, yeah, I want to see Fast and
Women
Furious.
say, well, we will say yes for the other individual. If you're in any type of relationship, if your husband, whatever, wants to see, I mean, seriously, everybody does it. You know good and well you don't want to see the Fast and the Furious, but you do it for your partner. And I did. It was a glorified cartoon.
It was a great movie.
All right, it was a great movie.
It wasn't good.
There was nothing in it called reality. The man jumps off of the aeroplane with a cord around the car and landed on top of another car from space. That's a cartoon, my brother. Did y'all download Catharsis? That's what we really want to know. What? Facebook is driving me crazy. You don't get your notification. Cassandra, I'm sorry about that.
Yeah. And listen, I want to thank you that have, but listen, I want you to go to my website, www.godsmanondeck.com, and download
I'm in the kitchen.
the Catharsis. I want my baby to get some rest. So we're going to talk about this subject.
And I'm going to bed. Someone said I need a UCI shirt. Yes, we do have UCI shirts available for those who want them.
Yeah, I want.
Frances said it. She said a good wife supports her husband.
That's
That's what I did.
You do that, baby. But
I sure did. I sat through that glorified
But
cartoon when they made Glory to God.
also, as a good husband, if my baby just wanted to rest, I would have been great with just chilling.
Right. So, you know what the wonderful thing about a healthy relationship? I don't care if you're new, old, or what. I think when you try to outdo one another in love, it's a very good thing. It shows that you were willing to make the sacrifice and not go to the movies. And I was willing to make the sacrifice to go to the movies because I knew you wanted to go. But I sheepy. Yeah,
you sleepy, baby.
Can I ask you a question? Mm-hmm. Tomorrow's Tuesday.
Tomorrow is Tuesday.
And I'm going to try to rest. Mm-hmm. Corey coming over here and help you with that TV?
Corey's coming over, but you got to go to the, you ain't got nothing to do with that. You going, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll just pray from upstairs.
Yeah, you can just be chilling in your space, just taking it easy.
Glory to God.
Right?
Amen. Hallelujah.
That's why he coming. That's why he coming, so you could just chill out, baby.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate it. Give me that. All right. So our topic tonight, we're going to be speaking about, someone said we should have seen Black Widow. It was great.
I wanted to go see that.
We're going to do that. We're going to do that. We really going to do that. So here we go. Our topic tonight is parental torment. Yeah. Parental torment. What is that? So what I'm going to do is, because I'm feeling a little bit of that, and I think if you have children, we have to really just be on the same page. Those of you who have children, grandchildren, nieces, nephews, anybody, just give a thumbs up. Give a thumbs up. If you know a parent, if you are a parent, just give a thumbs up right now, because this is going to be relative to you. Can you do that? Can you do that? Okay, everyone is talking about the shirt. We're going to make sure it happened. Okay? All right. So, Fred, Mr. Catharsis.
So, parental torment, and I think even the term, it came up because we were dealing with the kids and different issues and things that happen. And what happens with a parent when you have a situation with a son, a daughter, or somebody that you're the guardian over, or may not be. They could be, grown children still you going through it with. And they have stuff going on, and what they have going on is bringing torment to your life.
Right.
To the point where you're aggravated, you're stressed out, and you're carrying weight, and you're carrying a weight because they refuse to do what they need to do. In most cases, as adults, I think when they're young, I don't think you go through as much, because you can control a decision. You're gonna do what I say, But once they get to a certain age, that's when a parent really goes through it, because sometimes the nights are long, sometimes the days are long, and it's depending on what you're dealing with.
Is it safe to say that when you become a parent, it's better to handle the babies? Because it's just like you said, you just tell them to go to bed, you have a couple snacks, and you just go to sleep. Sing them a lullaby, you rock them. But parental torment really comes in when your children reach a certain age.
It does, yeah.
Someone said, this is on time for me. Well, we just know the vein in which we speak. Parental torment simply means is that when you're trying to get a child to understand responsibility, you're trying to get your children to understand that you are an adult, and adults have to maintain their own independence. And sometimes what happens is your children will get angry with you because you're not allowing them to have their way when they should be independent. So what they do a lot of time is they torment you. They torment you because you won't pay their bills. They torment you because you won't pay their cell phone bill. And this is one that we're hearing a lot. A parent is being tormented because you won't allow their boyfriend or girlfriend to lay up in your house.
To sleep over.
Yeah, to lay up in your house.
Sometimes even to come over.
Tamika said, I've been there. What do you do in this generation? Someone said, you are in the vein. Patrina Walker just said it. What do you do? Because this is a new generation. This generation is self-entitled. I'm going to say it again. If I'm talking right, then just give me a thumbs up. If you agree with me. Latasha Sumlin said, you're talking right. This generation is entitled.
Yeah.
Because society, and even though parents have done that, but society has, someone said, society has made children feel entitled.
Empowered.
Right. You can't discipline them.
Empowered.
Right. You can't discipline them, but you're supposed to take care of them.
Yeah.
You can't throw them out, but you're supposed to.
Yeah.
And so someone said, OMG, my husband and I were talking about our two oldest sons with this. Okay. Oh, we just hit. Okay. Then click tag and share, because we just hit the nail on the head. This generation feels that they should have their boyfriend or girlfriend lay up in your house, spend the night, have sex in your house, and or move them in.
Mm-hmm. And you still pay their bills. And don't ask them about working. Don't ask them about the responsibilities. Don't ask them about cleaning up. Don't ask them about any of that. And see, parental torment or parental torment is around what happens to the parent when the parent comes to the point where you never stop loving your child, but you come to the point where I just, it's just like glass scratching. It's just annoying to the point where you don't know what to do, because now and it's almost like the child has the power over you.
Right.
And now you have to find some kind of way to get your peace back, because you've come to the realization. Real parental torment comes when you come to the realization you ain't finna change it.
It's amazing because I'm reading a lot of these comments, Baba, and a lot of people are going through this right now. If you're going through this right now, just give an angry face, because there are people saying, I'm going through this right now. If you're going through this right now, just give an angry face. If you're going through this right now, where you're going through parental torment, your kids are mad at you because you won't pay their bills, your kids have an expectation, your children wants their boyfriend and girlfriend to spend the night or to move in. Okay, so right now we got 1,100 people under the sound of my voice, and underneath this cup like hand of mine on my right hand, these are, oh gosh. So the people who are late underneath my hand, these are people that are going through parental torment right now as we speak.
Yeah.
It's symbolically saying that this is us with an angry face. Someone said, I am trying not to go off. Someone said that, but this is where I am right now. So the individuals who have these emojis that are angry are going through some sort of parental torment. What do you do? What do you do when society said you can't discipline them, but they got to stay in your house? Someone just said, I'm going through this right now. Mother Cece's children are older. She said, put both them jokers out. That's what Mother Cece said. This is just my truth. No, you can't have sex up in my house. Now, let's be real. Everyone has tried it once in their life. Even you, when you were your child's age, tried to do it. This is what it is. And you tried to get away with it. Some got caught and some did not. However, this is my truth. No, you can't have sex up in my house.
Right.
However.
Because it's a difference, baby.
Right. It's a difference. When I'm gone and when me and Fred, see, we don't have kids living here, so this is different.
Say that.
When you have children that live in your house and you got to go to work, you can't control what they do when you're not home. But that part. But they're children that know you're home and try that mess in the first place.
That's the difference. That's what I was going to say. So when we were young, it may have been something you tried to sneak and do.
Sneak and do.
These jokers,
they blatant
invite them in.
Yeah, they blatant.
And close the door.
Oh, what about these kids that want to keep their, I'm talking about now, these kids that are over 18, we're talking about, that want their door shut.
Yeah, shut the door.
Yeah, shut the
door.
Remember back in the day, you used to watch TV in the living room, and that's where you had it?
And everybody was in the living room.
Right, and everybody was in the living room. So, someone said that they can't afford to live on their own. I think that when you get a certain age, you have to get an understanding. And the understanding is you don't pay rent up in here.
Yeah.
You don't pay rent up in here. And so if you get upset because I won't allow this, it's time for you to go, bruh. I'm transparent. Happened to me. You got to go, bruh. That's why, hold on, wait a minute. Hold on. We ain't froze. We listening to the peace in our house. Hold on, Fred. There is a level of peace that you have to get in your home when you have grown kids that's trying to rule your house.
Yeah.
There's a level of peace that you need in your home when you have grown folks trying to rule your house. When you get grown people that's trying to rule your house, it's time for them to make some sort of exit. Someone said, I put mine out and trust God. You've got to do that.
But the torment comes in with that, even when that is when they might be at your house, but you still helping them, right? And then when they're still not making a decision, and that's when it becomes torment, because now they're at your house, you got your peace. But you can tell they're still making wrong decisions. And that's when you begin to be, you begin to go through stress.
Right.
Right? That's when the stress begins to happen, because they're at the house and they can't violate your rules, but you still won't do right.
I think sometimes, when your kids get a certain age, what makes my skin crawl are those phone calls in the wee hours of the night. Those phone calls that you get in the wee hours of the night, and you thank God that they're. I mean, I'm just being honest with you. I mean, we're pastors, but we're realists. We are realists. I love those calls, whether you like it or not, when you got grown folks and they calling you and they just drunk call. Hey, Ma, how you doing? Those are the ones you like. Oh, God, yeah, they having a good time. They drunk.
Right.
I mean, because let's be honest.
Yeah.
These kids are doing what they want to do.
Yeah.
But when you get those phone calls in the middle of the night and it's not that, it makes you worry. You're in a domestic violence situation. You got kicked out of wherever you're living. The cops. You cannot rest when your children are making these decisions.
Yeah.
And it becomes tormenting. Your sleep becomes disrupted. Everything about your life as you know it becomes disrupted because someone say, "Yep, I hate them late night calls." They don't want to do what they have to do.
Yeah, you almost want to
That's
say,
the torment.
please don't call me after 10 if you don't have to.
Right.
We don't say that, but I mean, but you almost want to say,
don't call him.
Don't call me after 10 o'clock, because it's still, and I don't care, even our children, a lot of them are they're in good position, right? But you still are afraid, of that call in the morning where stuff is crazy. Thank God that we haven't had that like that, except the drunk calls.
Yeah.
Except the drunk calls, right. But I'd rather have those than any other call.
Yeah. I think sometimes you have to set boundaries even for your children. Yeah. That's hard. Sometimes, that's the hard part. When you got to set boundaries for your children, you got to set boundaries for your grown children. And I think sometimes people, what they do is they judge people and how they deal with their children, not knowing the story. You don't know that I'm always down. Now, this is not my segment of the message. Hold on. Before you start something, hear it from me. You don't know that before you judge my parenting skills, that I'm the parent that got to run down in the middle of the night down to the precinct again. You don't know that I'm the parent that has to run down and break up another fight between my daughter and her boyfriend who's 13 years older than her. You don't know everybody's story. I think that people have to find what works for them in their house and the relationship that they have with their children.
That's good.
Parental torment also comes when your child is toxic.
Ooh, baby, that's heavy.
Okay, now y'all want to talk about this? Just give us a thumbs up.
She said.
Say that again, Fred.
Parental torment also comes when your child is toxic. Now, it just got deeper. Click,
LaFonda.
tag, and share.
Yeah, we're going to go deeper now.
I'm going to let you go on now.
What do you do when you have... Oh, they want to talk about it. So everybody in the sound of my voice right here, these are the individuals that want to have this conversation about what do you do when you have a toxic child. So now, if you're just logging on and you're click tagging and sharing, these thumbs up means let's talk about it. Courage said this is heavy, but let's talk about it. Every one of these emojis are saying let's talk about it. Toxic children are very tormenting. You always hear about the toxic parent, but there are some children who are very toxic. You have children, they physically fight their parents. Physically fight their parents. What do you do when your child begins to become disrespectful and even, I'm not gonna front. I've been there when my son said something to me and it crushed me. And so what I did, this is my truth. I just went and got a baseball bat. This is my truth. He grown. I said, who you talking to? You're not talking to me. This is what I did. I ain't scared of the po-po. Call the po-po. No, seriously. I wasn't afraid. I'm like, you got to do what you got to do, but I'm going to tell you what you ain't going to do. You will not disrespect me.
Yeah.
And even though it was painful for me to go in and take his computer and play baseball with, because I did, I said, you have to understand that the very music that you're making on that device
that I bought,
you will not disrespect me. So therefore, what I did is I choose to do it this way. And so because I had to come to a decision that these children are getting older. Watch this. We got to handle them wrong.
And see, this is the thing about just a toxic child. No matter what you do, no matter what you do, no matter how much you give them, no matter how much you bend to their whims, you always land at the bottom.
You do.
You always end up with your feelings hurt. Toxic children will always make you question whether you're a good mother or a good father. Because when somebody is toxic, the what deals with them is how can I hurt them? How can I touch them? How can I move them?
Or manipulate them.
That's the word. How can I manipulate them? And when you're dealing with a toxic child, that's when you have to pull back.
Yeah, you got to change
because there is nothing when they get to that point. There is nothing you can do because their happiness is predicated on their selfishness.
I'm not saying anything, but I'm reading some of these comments.
Go ahead,
somebody said that I took a bat to my son. He's over 6'2". And someone else just said, I took a cast iron skillet to mine. Let me ask you a question. How many of you have a toxic child in your home? If you do, just give an angry face. If you have a toxic child in your home, it could be a daughter or son, grandchild. If you have a toxic child in your home, if you do, then this is your segment of the message. Your segment of the message is you've got to handle even your children. Ooh,
yeah, I mean, your peace. I mean,
okay, so
you can't stay in your peace. You can't. Anytime you get your peace in your peace, you only get peace for moments.
Yeah, yeah. Have you ever thought about that? You've got to give your child a certain age deadline. A certain age deadline should be predicated on how they respond to independence. And I'm saying that whereas you have someone that's 18 and they go away to college or they're in college, that's good. But I'm talking about the children who are grown that are not out of the house, that want to stay back, live in your house, don't want to go to work. These are people who don't understand what independence is. You got to say, I'm going to handle you a certain way. You've got 6 months before you got to go, because I realize we can't live together.
Yeah.
Sometimes the truth of the matter is you're beyond that stage where you can live together. I'm sorry. Someone said I'm coping.
A cop, so I don't even want to bother with
She said I'm coping. She went and got her pistol for her child. Please, baby, I hope y'all getting therapy for that. I don't know what happened. I ain't gonna judge you, but that's you never should get to that point. But I think when it gets to the point of disrespect, when she get to that point, that's dangerous.
It's time for them to start coming to the house.
But you know what I thought about? This is deep. I promise y'all. Someone said this is a good topic. Why the angry face for? Okay, you just got here. The angry faces are for the individuals that have a toxic child living in their house. Remember, click, tag, and share. Click, tag, and share. You just came on. These angry faces are for people who are saying, I have a toxic child in my house. So that's what it is. It's not about the topic. This is what they're saying. I think that this blew my mind. It blew my mind because
somebody say I love her, but D, she too much. She's talking about her child.
For her child. It blew my mind when I had some me time and I thought about some stuff. Someone said my son is on heroin and he is 32. I'm sorry.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry, that is. But at some point, if your child is dealing with some sort of substance, you can't help them. They have to fight and help themselves, which means you have to let them hit rock bottom so that they can realize, I got to fight to get to the top. Now, I'm going to say this. It blew my mind as I was conversing one day with myself, because I have dialogues with myself to heal myself. And the dialogue that I was having concerning grown children was that we have to take those children who are so cute, those goo goo gaga, wiping their behind children, and you got to metamorphose them into adults. That they're no longer those cute little children that you held, you hold, you fed. You deal with adults. These are no longer children right now. These are adults. You got to switch how you handle them in your mind and somewhat in your heart. I love them, but they are adults. When you get adults living in your house, that's where we got to change some stuff. That means that adults want to have sex in your house because they feel, because they're adults, they have a right. Adults want to drive your car because they feel that because I'm an adult, I have a right for you to treat me as an adult. But this is the thing. You be an adult in your own self-house.
Because that's what happens.
Right. Be an adult driving your own car. Be an adult. Someone said I'm about to throw them out. Be an adult in your own house. She said, my son is a... Okay. And out of my house, disrespectful. Okay. So there are people who are coming up the timeline. One said her son was on heroin. Another one was saying her son is on alcohol. When you have children who become disrespectful and there is a substance involved, you definitely got to step back.
Yeah.
You got to.
But see, what happens in cases like that, and what happens with so many mothers is you don't want to stop opening the door. So you don't want to stop opening the door because you're afraid if I don't open the door, if I don't let them stay here, where they gonna go? You know, what they gonna do? And, you know, you go through that phase, and that's when we're talking about parental torment. Because a part of you knows that you want the peace. Part of you knows that you know, he really does need to go. She really does need to go. But the torment comes in, if I do this, what's gonna happen to him? And so that place, that in-between place, is where so many parents stay. And they stay there for years, dealing with them, all kind of stuff happening inside their house, dealing with being cursed out, dealing with being disrespected, because their heart of hearts won't let the child go. Now, the two ladies that they mentioned, and they mentioned it, we didn't mention it. One of them was 32. The other was 37 years old. And see, at some point, you have to look at your son or your daughter's age and say, even if, because I know, and the truth of the matter is, age doesn't mean that folk are grown.
Right.
Age doesn't say that they've come into adulthood. But some people come into adulthood because of the circumstances that hit them when everybody gets out the way. And so that's what happens. It happens. You may have to get out of the way. Mama, you may have to tell them you can't come in my house no more. You know, and then, but listen, this is the reality. The reality is there are mothers that lock their door and one day they got a bad report. But even if that happened to some of you, and that has happened, that wasn't your fault. There's nothing you can do when a person decides to live, especially in a drug addiction or alcoholism. When a person decides to do something like that, there's nothing that you can do to change it. What happens is you end up, and we was talking to somebody that was trying to take care of other people, and they end up losing their spouse because they was trying to take care of other people. You don't sacrifice your life for somebody that really doesn't care. That's hard to hear, but they really don't care about your life or your happiness like that.
I think sometimes parents will become very tormented because they want their children to come off drugs. We're going to stay on drugs for a moment. I remember when we were feeding the less fortunate one year, and it was around Thanksgiving, and I never will forget this beautiful young lady. Her name was Ashley. And I said to her, don't you want to get off of crack? At the time, that's what, And she said, no, Mama, I don't. This is what she said. She said, I just want you to pray for my baby. She said, I've been addicted to crack ever since I was 13, and I like it out here in these streets. Just pray for my baby. And what we did in the church is we prayed for her, we fed her, and she just said, no, I don't want no help. She made a conscious decision that this is the lifestyle she chose. And even though I'm sure it might have caused her mother pain not to even know what her daughter was, she made a choice. And I think sometimes when your child is addicted to any type of substance, your torment comes from, I want more for them than they want for themselves.
That's it.
And there is nothing you could do about that.
That's it.
And so at some point, you've got to allow that child to have that experience, because you're trying to reach them and you can't. The only way to reach a child that is in some sort of substance is they got to hit the rock bottom to look up, and then they'll ask you for help, because they realize, I am down here eating with the pigs.
Yeah.
I'm eating with the pigs. So that's what you have to do.
It was one lady that just went up and she said she has a 18-year-old, a 22-year-old, and a 27-year-old that she has been fighting with. And this is the thing. This subject is deep, baby.
It is.
This is the thing. I think what you need to hear tonight is you have to take yourself out of the equation and stop letting yourself be tormented, and go and find your peace and lock the door and allow life. We were talking about this earlier, that sometimes as parents, what we do is, instead of letting them get knocked down and letting life knock them across the head, we keep stopping the blow, because we say, we want to, I want to be a good father. Yeah, my wife wants to be a good mother. But let me tell you this. They also depend on us wanting to be a good father and a good mother. And that is also what they play on.
They sure do. I want to hint on this. TT said, yep, I remember, because TT was there. I want to hint on this. I think as a mother, I'm going to speak from a female perspective, because we have men on here as well. I want to speak from the perspective where there is something about a mother that finds it very difficult to let go.
I believe that.
The mother finds it very difficult, and she says she's not going to give, but she keeps on giving. I mean, let's be honest. I am here as a mother, and even though the parental torment, even though we're husband and wife, I do have a level of parental torment on the biological children that I bore. Because sometimes what people don't understand, men don't understand, there is, and I have to say this, you're an amazing dad. Babe, you have changed my narrative. You've changed my narrative. I already say that. But I think sometimes I want to talk to the mothers that are single mothers that are left holding the bag.
Right.
And they're left holding the bag as a single mother, dealing with dealing with the disrespect of the child, dealing with the child now being older, and nobody can help this child biologically but the mother, because there was an onus that the father biologically had in their mind. I could step off. I ain't got to worry about them kids. They grown. Let them do what they want to do. Call your mother for everything. And you can't even call the father's biological child and say, look, your child is in need. Look, can you talk to your son? Can you talk to your daughter? Can you just have a conversation? They just go.
Yeah.
They wash their hands. They're grown. They over 18. Someone said, this was me, but I had to give it to God. They just go like this. I ain't got to worry no more. They don't even, and I think it's an unfairness that no matter what it is, if it's a psychological thing, if it's a mental thing, it's a financial thing, no matter what it is, I think the unfairness that there's some parental torment that only happens to the mother.
To the mother. And even
if I'm talking right, just give me a thumbs up.
Yeah.
That mother, she wear that parental torment because she feels like if I throw them out, they ain't got nowhere else to go. They don't have nobody else.
And see, it's two sides, and you see the one side.
Okay,
is,
bam.
I have
Keisha
to. I have
said
to watch.
right. Okay, here it is.
And there's
someone
one
said
side,
you speaking to me.
Yeah. There's one side where I have to watch my wife go through it.
Yeah.
Because You know, first of all, it's where her heart is.
Yeah.
So I have to support her where she is because she carries that. But this is the thing I want to say to some people and to maybe to some biological fathers that you might be in that position. I don't care if your ex has somebody there, they can never take your place. You'll always be the biological father. And there's only some things sons and daughters only recognize. And so if this speaks to you, you need to be in there. You need to help be responsible. And I don't care if they're grown. 9 times out of 10, if they're grown, they still need you.
Look, they need you more now than they were when they were little.
They do.
Yeah, but I think that's easy. No, I'm gonna be honest with you, babe.
They do.
I think that's easy for some fathers. That it's easy when they small, they cute. Oh, they so cute, they little babies.
Yeah.
But nah, the real work begins when they get over 18.
Yeah.
And these ninjas go MIA because they feel like, oh, it's too much. I don't want to deal with that. Let the mother deal with that. I think that's wrong. I hope they get the gout. Crohn's disease. I hope you get Crohn's disease.
Baby, did you say you hope they get gout?
I hope they get the gout. Just, you know what I mean? And I'm saying this because
you want their feet to swell up?
Baby, yes. I'm saying... I'm saying
sorry, you said the gout. You said Crohn's disease.
Yeah, I mean, y'all know I got a humorous side, but I'm just saying that's real talk. And Joan said that's real talk. I think it's unfortunate that these kids get a certain age and these daddies just go pass. Yeah. And the mother's like, I don't want to throw him out because if I throw him out, he ain't got nobody else. She ain't got nobody else.
Out, she ain't got nobody
if I don't give them no money and they not working, what they gonna do? It's not right.
Especially when a lot of people, unfortunately, live in high crime areas.
Yeah. I
mean, you live in areas, and it don't mean you got a decent house and decent living and all of that. But you live in an area where you dealing with high crime, and you don't want to see them out there like that. But at the same time, you're a prisoner in your own home,
right?
You know, you become and it happens,
right?
A grown man and a grown woman, or just a grown woman in a house with a child, whether it's a girl or a boy, and you become a prisoner in your own home. You don't even want to come out. You don't even want to come out your room.
Right.
You barely want to say something now, and now it's thick inside your house because you ain't got no peace.
Y'all, I was just joking. Evangelist, it's like I'm hollering. Y'all know I got a sense of humor, but. You know, a woman just went up the timeline and she says she feels like she's held hostage. She just went up the timeline. She says, I have a daughter. She says, I have a daughter. I have a daughter. And she said, my daughter is tormenting me and I feel like I'm a hostage in my own home. This is what she said. What do you do when you feel like you're a prisoner in your own home because of your children? You talking about some parental torment? It's some parents that's afraid of their own kids because the kids have gotten violent. The kids have been disrespectful. What do you do?
And some of them know exactly what to say.
Okay.
And how to say it to affect you in ways that nobody else can affect you.
Okay.
And if you're going through those type of things where your son or your daughter says some things and they say it, and you know they know exactly what they're saying to the point where it starts to bring you that type of torment. You got to do something about it. You know, no mama wants to be cold.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and she's right. A daddy has a man can be way harder. You know, I'll say for myself. With the girls, it's hard for me to be hard. Yeah. But with the boys, it's easier for me to be hard because I figure, and it's not always right, but I figured that, you know, they gonna man up. You know, they have to, you know, because one day I ain't gonna be here. Because somebody did put up in the comments also that some people don't become adults till the parents die.
Wow.
And that's heavy.
But you know what? That's also like enabling. It's a very bad case of enabling, and most mothers do it. I mean, I'm guilty. where your children won't step up because they feel like they don't have to, because you're always there to pull them through. Most women are dealing with that because they don't want their children to fail. They don't want their children to be, they don't want that.
Who wants their children to fail?
Nobody does. But I think sometimes when you have a child and they have not braced maturity to whatever level that they have to stand on their own, you feel like, you know what, I got to do what I got to do. Now, I had this conversation with this woman. There was a woman, and she said she and I were talking about, she was just going in about her child. And what she said is she came up with a plan. Now, this was her. Now, y'all could either chew the meat or spit out the bones, but I'm going to give you what she said. People are still laughing about that gout thing. And like I said, I have a sense of humor. Please don't take it serious. Somebody's like, you going to get gout in the church. Child, I wear 5-inch stilettos. I'm good. So back to what I was saying. She said, what I did is I gave my child, who was disrespectful, I found a room. This is what she said. She said, I paid for a room for my child. I took all of his stuff, put it in a box, put it outside, changed my locks, and put a note with a key. This is your new home. She paid it up for about 4 months. And after that, you're on your own. She said, what I did is I provided the food, the shelter, and a place to stay. They got to go. This is what she did. This is what she did. So to the young lady that said my daughter, I think she said she was 25, and that she is staying in the house and she's a prisoner. At some point, you got to say to yourself, nah, I ain't going to be no prisoner in my house. You got to go. I would take a page out of this woman's book. I will find one room. And if you could do it, do it. If you could do it, do it. But don't you dare be a prisoner in your own home. You got to do something about that.
You got to. When it comes to the point, where you can't stay, y'all can't stay together no more. Because it gets like that. We get along, but we only get along for a little while.
Especially when you got children in 18
Hey.
is the legal age, and it kills me because I don't understand certain things.
Right.
Your child is 18, but the legal age is 21, but then 25. Look, they either grown or they not. So they 18, and if you say, okay, you got to leave, they're like, okay, well, your child don't have nowhere to go. I had one girl, and her child is 18, showed her child she got to go. The police brought the child back and said she don't have anywhere to go, and her mail been coming here for 2 weeks. The child got to stay with you.
Sure will. That's right.
You damned if you
That's
do,
right.
you damned if you don't.
That's right. They sure will.
Someone said, amen, I agree. You damned if you do, you damned if you don't.
Police said this is where, and tell you got to go downtown.
Yep.
And you have to take an official eviction has to be done to get them out the house. Yes, ma'am. Yes,
yeah.
sir.
Sometimes y'all just have to take that walk, take that stroll down to the courts, and have your disrespectful child that's got you tormented thrown out of your house.
You know what you said though, baby? You said something to somebody one time. She said that before you let your son or your daughter come back, she said, go ahead on and put together a rental agreement and have them to sign it.
Yeah.
First of all, even if you ain't really super serious about it, it will put something in their mind to let them know that mama just changed things and that she planning on really putting me out if this happens. I think it's a smart thing to do, especially when they don't think you're gonna do nothing.
Yeah. One of the parental torments that we just gonna hit on is manipulation.
That's a heavy one.
Manipulation is very tormenting, especially if you're a good parent. I'm gonna say that again. Manipulating behavior is very tormenting.
Yeah, she said I put a restraining
Did she
order
just say
on
that?
my son. That's what she said. One lady said, I got my bail money. This thing
is heavy.
Woo.
She just said, I am reading a woman's comment. Did you see it, baby?
I saw it.
Okay, and if you on here, we got 1,200 people on here. Click tag and share. A woman just went up the timeline, and what she said is, I put a restraining order on my son. That's what she said. That's what she said.
That's right.
Any way you got to get your peace, you may have to get your peace. And if that, don't judge her, because y'all don't know her story. I don't judge her. Y'all know her story. But if that's the way she had to get her peace, so be it.
I like what somebody just said. They said narcissistic behavior. And you know what? We never really talk about narcissism amongst
Children.
sons and daughters.
Yeah, it's very real.
But narcissism in a child is very, very real.
Yeah.
Because they know how to become a tormentor, especially when you, and this is the thing, and we all do it. We all want our children to have everything that they want. But when they have become acclimated that they can get anything out of you, that's when the narcissism goes to another level.
I think sometimes when, just Google that, baby, what is narcissism? I think what happens, or gaslighting, but just say narcissism. I think what happens a lot of times is that there's an expectation that we feel that we not my child.
Right.
Or, you know what I mean? Oh, my child wouldn't do that. And yeah, your child would. I think I just want to read that word because nobody ever thinks about your children being narcissistic. Read that word.
A person who has an excessive interest in or admiration of themselves.
Which is almost like a strong sense of self-entitlement. You owe me. You owe me. And that narcissistic personality disorder, all part of being manipulative, that will drive you crazy.
Yeah.
Because they will force you and manipulate you to force your hand to do something that you said you wasn't going to do.
Wow. Can I read this too, baby?
Sure, sweetie.
It says narcissistic. This is an extended definition. Personality disorder.
Yeah.
One of several types of personality disorders is a mental condition in which people have an inflated sense of their own importance, a deep need for excessive attention and admiration, troubled relationships, and a lack of empathy for others. Nobody, boy.
Nobody
else matters.
Yeah, nobody
but
else
what
matters. Yeah. It's such a strong sense of selfishness until they'll hurt you because you don't matter as a parent. What they say is, no, what I want, never mind what you want. It's just like you tell your son and your daughter, y'all, you can't have your man come up in my house. Y'all can't smoke weed in my house. Well, what's the problem?
Yeah.
Right? You can't smoke weed. You cannot smoke weed up in my house. You get your own self house and sleep. They will, ain't nothing wrong with that. You can't, I've heard so much. They get angry at you because what you say is, look, okay, I'm going to even do you one better. You see that little tree outside? I'm going to put a chair underneath that tree. If you're going to smoke that junk and you a kid or however age you are, 18, go outside underneath that tree. And that's where you smoke your stuff. Right underneath that tree. But don't you do that in my house. It's true. Let's be real. We're pastors, right? This whole generation is shifted. So now your son or your daughter says, what you mean? I want to do it in my room. No.
Shoot, shifted. Even the whole, it's legal now. Most everywhere you go. Shoot.
Oh, gosh. This girl said, it's true. I'm going to send this to my son. I think a lot of times, even though you're trying to get an understanding, it's very difficult to get an understanding with a person who wants their way.
Narcissism.
There's no such thing.
Nope, because they can only see, and what makes it so real is, and so for me, seeing it, seeing narcissism, that a person cannot think of you in it. And this is where mothers get hurt.
Yeah.
Mothers get hurt because that person, that son or that daughter cannot see you in it.
They won't.
And you keep getting your heart hurt because they cannot see you in it because of the way they feel that I feel like this. This is the only, in true narcissism, they can't even think of you if they tried. Because they can only see themselves and what they want. And then furthermore, you can see it even when they come into other relationships.
Right.
That you can see that even that love has ordered. It has an order about it. It has a way that it's done.
Yeah.
And then like mama say, dang, you are capable. But they can't, because even what they're giving to other people, and though it looks, I mean, it looks great. But it's still what the person wants.
I say people always talk about your heartbreak from the relationship. There's no greater heartbreak from a person than your own child.
No.
People always talk about, okay, I got my heart broke by my boyfriend, my girlfriend, or whatever. You can get your heart broken by a child. But I want to wrap it up, but I want to talk about this one specific thing. And the one specific thing that I want to discuss with y'all really quickly, I need you to click, tag, and share, is it kills me because your child will kick, scream, holler, fight, lay on the floor, cuss you out, be disrespectful, and get involved in a relationship and treat that person like they're gold. I hear crickets now. Am I talking right? If I'm talking right, just go and give me a smiley face. Come on, give me a smiley face. Your child will say, no, I'm not cleaning up my room. And go clean up their house. No, I'm not doing nothing. And ask you for money for them and forget your birthday.
Let's see them smiley faces.
Someone said, true. Your child could say, no, I'm not doing this for you. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing this for you. I'm not doing that. And then they get in a relationship and turn into a whole different person. Oh, they so loving, they so caring, they would never talk to you like that. And you're like, what the hell kind of buffoonery is this? Where did this person come from? You mean to tell me this is the same person that cussed me out? This the same person that wouldn't sweep a floor? Now, someone said, say that again, MJ. You mean to tell me now you done moved in and now you the greatest, you a superhero, you Batman, Superman, Spider-Man, Wonder Woman, the whole Avengers wrapped up in one? And I couldn't get your black tail to take out the trash.
They're going,
Fred,
look, they cleaning, they cooking. I mean, you like, what?
Someone said, preach this thing. I ain't know you could cook. I ain't know you could cook. All of a sudden, they Chef Boyardee. They sprinkling salt on. Ooh. Okay, it's time to wrap this stuff up. I done just hit my own nerve in this. But it's true. They're getting a relationship and turn into a whole different person. And you're like, yo.
What happened?
Where did this person come from?
Where this person come from? But that reality, though, I think what is so illuminating about that is one of the things that should give you the courage to let them go and to let them grow, because it shows you that they do have the capability.
Yeah.
They do have it.
They do.
I'm just not going to give it to you. But it shows you that they do have the capability to become who they need to become to be a functional adult.
I promise you, the devil is a dignified lie. I'm keeping us all on the throne. I promise you, that's why I'm so dizzy, because I stay on the potter's wheel. I just go round and round and round and round, because he's still making me over dealing with these children. And I promise you, everybody can't be transparent. We've been ordained for it. And I'm trying to tell you, y'all better stay prayed up and don't let nobody take your peace. It's just like my husband preached on Sunday. Sometimes, you got to hold your peace so you won't turn into the person. Let me tell you something. MJ that was getting locked up is in a cage. Yeah. And Jesus got the key. He gave Fred the password, but Jesus got the key. Because I promise you, these kids will make you question your very existence. You be scratching your head, well, am I a good mama? Well, I know I fed them. I know I raised them right. I trained them up in the fear of the Lord. Well, what's going on? What you mean they worshiping rocks? We was in church every Sunday. This generation is... What?
Where in the world they get all of this new worship from?
You know what I'm saying? And let's not even talk about. They don't even
go there.
Oh,
baby.
This generation.
Don't even go there.
This generation is a piece of work. You can't even. You can't even. They want you to do what they say.
These jokers want to wear necklaces with stones on them.
No. They tell you, this is what I am, and you gonna like it. Well, son, could you teach me what you're doing? Well, this is what it is. And whether you like it or not, you do what I say. This generation is what the word of God said. It shall grow wickeder and wiser. Anyway,
It's time for me to put my baby to sleep.
I done hit my own nerve. My nerve would it be?
Well, you help somebody though, baby.
Did I help?
Yeah,
we help somebody.
Yeah, you help somebody with that one because the truth of the matter is, when you see that your son and daughter, and they show you the capability of being an adult, and you see it when they start handling other people and how they treat other people and how they talk to other people, but yet still they come back in the confines of your atmosphere and they act like donkeys. That's when you need to know, and that's when you need to come to a peace within yourself. You know what, bro? You know what, sis? It's time for you to go.
Let me tell you something, Fred.
You gotta go.
They cuss their mama out, and then turn around, and you walking down the street, and you hear somebody say something derogatory to the person they're in a relationship with, and they ready to fight. And you be like, hold on.
Or you come to the house and they cooking food for the mom-in-law.
Yeah. Oh, okay, it's time to log this thing off now. Now you don't hear the nerve, Fred. You gonna cook for your mama-in-law. You gonna be a better look. You gonna be a better
Oh,
son.
he's a great son.
And you like, who the hell you talking to him? Oh, he's a wonderful son-in-law. Ooh, I just love my daughter-in-law. You mean your daughter-in-law that just... Hold on. Well, I got a great daughter-in-law. You mean the daughter-in-law that when I was 18, she fought me like I was a chick in the street? Huh? It's time to go to bed, Fred.
Yeah.
Y'all be here for Car Chronicles in the morning. Because I promise you, the Lord has given me a word. I promise you, this whole parenting thing, it's too late to lock up my womb. Days out here now.
They out there now, baby.
Y'all pray for us as we pray for y'all. Pray for the people, Fred, so we can go.
Father, we thank you
Lift your hand to the
for
Lord.
peace that surpasses all understanding.
In the name of
and
Jesus.
the courage to put that Negro at your house.
Amen.
God bless you.